Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we are. I appear to be live. Yay! Well, that's good. And I hear noises, though. Where's the music coming from? World music. There, took care of that. Ta-da. Don't need to have that in my head. All right. Well, good evening, every fluff. It is Caddie here with you tonight, feeling rather pink. It's a good day to be. Happy Wednesday. Happy halfway through the week, everyone. And happy Caddie stream again. I hope you've all had a lovely couple of days since we've last talked. I certainly haven't had a bad couple, so that's a good sign too. And at least a couple of you shown up so far. Glad to see you. Good to know you're here. Yeah. So the ham thing from the weekend has definitely been going over quite well with the two of us. I cooked that 5-pound pre-sliced ham Sunday after early evening. I mean, we ate at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, so around that time. And there is still ham left. I have had ham Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday so far, at least once each day. And there's still a little bit left, so I have some for probably my dinner tomorrow night when I get back from grocery shopping. It's not a complaint. This is a happy moment. That means I don't have to worry about dinner on Thursday night when I get back. I know I got stuff ready. Yay! To change it up, Monday night, instead of having the noodle dish and broccoli, I made a pack of stuffing with pork flavor, the pork flavored packet stuffing, and green beans. So I had a different flavor set to go with my ham the second day. The third day, I took the leftovers from the first day, so I had the noodle dish and the broccoli, which made it a different meal again. I believe it was Sunday night, late in the evening, I'd had just a ham sandwich on a Kaiser sourdough bun. So got to have it that way. Today for lunch, I just had a little bit of leftover stuffing and some more of the ham, and yeah, not tired of it. Not like excited by it. I never think I'm excited by ham mostly, but I'm not angry at ham yet, so that's a good sign. Because if $15 makes, for me at least, total of so far 4 meals, going to be at least 5, and Fopsy, I know at least 4 times she had it, so that means $15 or almost 50. It was 14 something for that ham. Making effectively 10 total meals between the two of us. At least, I'd say we did pretty well. Hello, Wild. Good evening, Fopsy Foof. And hello, Cap'n Stouty. Thank you for saying I'm pretty. I do like being my pink bunny. She is fun. And I did start work on my fursuit project a little bit further. Now, I mentioned on Monday that I'd managed to glue the face onto my balaclava, and it's sitting on my dummy head. But I didn't get around to taping and patterning that out yet. And I did not want to stall on the project because I know how hard it is at any given point to start. Once I start, it's easier to keep rolling. Even if things aren't going right, it's easier to keep going if I have something to go with. So to keep myself from stalling out on this, since the ears are going to be effectively just sewn onto the sides of the head. Oh, hello, new first-time cheddar. Sky Lasso Baka. I find that talking about it makes it less likely to start. Yes, you got that right. Awoo, awoo to you as well. The good news, though, is I did start. I did manage to do some work on it. I did something I could work with. Because they were going to be floppy ears, they're just sewn onto the side parts of the head anyway. I went and I made myself a pattern for the shape that I wanted. I cut. Fun fact: anytime our old printer made a test page, I saved it for patterning material. Flop ear fam hound dog. Yeah. So I had plenty of effectively blanks to cut on. And I made myself an outside pattern and the two pieces of the inside pattern. And then I cut fabric. I did that last night while Fopsy was streaming. And I sewed one of the insides together into the light color short pile inside on the longer pile outside trim of the inside piece. And pin the next piece together. But I cut out all 6 total pieces of ear for my my cute little poodle that's going to come to life. I hope it's going to be cute by the time I'm done. So once I finish this, I will probably work on the other couple of parts that are effectively chunks that'll get sewn onto the head frame effectively of Fluff. The hair, as I'm going to make it a structure that's just got polyfill in it, not foam, so it'll be a lot softer and a little fluffier looking. And the nose, of course, since it's going to be, again, polyfilled objet d'art sewn into the front part of the face structure, I might as well just put that together and have it ready to sew in as soon as I have face parts to sew to it. And yay, I'm glad, Sky Lost, that you were also, oh, stupid ads. I am so sorry about the ads. They'll be over quickly. I promise. The Twitch gods demand their funds and their attention. It shall go away. I promise not to be too entertained till you get back. Do do do, pink bunny waiting. Do do do, pink bunny waiting. Do do do, pink bunny waiting. Pink bunny waiting, waiting, waiting. Not doing anything entertaining. Not doing anything important. Not gonna say anything critical. Till you all get back, I hope. Speaking of which, we are coming close. You are probably about back now. I hope so. Yay, you feel back. Yay, welcome back. You didn't miss anything, I promise. As soon as I know that there's an ad going on, I do my best to not do anything critical or finishing anything. Waving hands in the air, too. Yay! Yay, wavy, wavy, wavy. I definitely approve of the floppy ear type critter. This... it's not my first floppy-eared critter because Cherry also has long floppy ears. But I think it's my first floppy-eared canine, so that's cool. Adding into the game. Long pile. Pretty nice outside pink for the ear, and a nice short pile for the inner ear. And after I'd sewn the first inside together, I realized I did do an okay job with the overage for the seams on all directions. So the first inner ear looks good, and the second one pinned together nice. The ears themselves are just going to be solid floof. They won't be pom-poms on the ends. They themselves are, though, going to be the fluffy accents to the head itself. Trust me when I say there is going to be enough varied floof accents on this body. I am giving myself a task. A task. Cap'n, why you be saying I'm pretty? I'm not a little... Well, I'll take teapot, because those are round and bloppy shaped. But I'm not a good girl. I'm just me, you know. I'm just me. Just what I am. The poodle will be... the shorty parts will be light pink and white. And the longy parts... I haven't decided fully until I've gotten to everything, but so far most of what I'm thinking in my head is going to be a light pink long pile, with probably a little bit of white in the chest area when I do that, just to add accent to the underbelly being white, while I do a fluffy shoulder thingamajig. Trust me, I am making myself do too much for this. Besides the fact that I'm not just going to have the long pile parts be long pile, I'm actually intending to make them be effectively little plush mountains on my body, framing them out just a little bit with a backing and polyfill in them so that they are just a little bit poofed up over just being different fur textures. That way I'll also further accent the fluffiness than just being longer pile fur. But if everything works out well and my sewing speed stays the way I normally do, I'll probably have these ears put together completed by the end of Fopsy's Friday stream, I'm betting. Because I've done one, two, three, four total seams. One of 4 seams that are all about the same length. And I already pinned the second one, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I can kill off those by the end of Friday night when Fopsy's getting done. Tail definitely will have a pom-pom end, and probably another ring of fluff near the top, just to add more fun. Projects are fun. I am really hoping to have him ready to wear at Anthrocon. Yes, it is a boy. It is a girly boy, but it is a boy. It will not be female. More than likely it will wear dresses, though, because it's me. It's me. Pretty sure it'll look pretty good without dresses, though. I'm hoping to sport him Nicky. Hip fluff ball like the poodle tutu. Yes, I do plan on making the kind of fluffy panties look to the waist area. That's definitely on the list. Also, thigh patches and upper arm patches. Because, well, if you're doing poodle, I don't really feel like just doing a couple of minimalistic fluffy points really sells it to me. I want to have plenty of short bits, but I do want to have plenty of long bits too, so that I can really feel the accents working. Gonna have to get started on mine soon, maybe this weekend if I'm up to it. Ooh, yay, Fopsy, good plan. We may need to get you a black to glue your face onto, though. Knee and elbow poofs. Probably not knees and elbows, but there will definitely be wrist and ankles. But with the side patches, should work out pretty well. Relatively certain by the time I'm done with this, there's going to be enough busy going on that you're not going to be bored with whether or not I put enough floofs onto him. Hello, Denny. Welcome, my little lady. How are you this evening? And Not, beautiful avatar, I'm glad to be able to catch you. Oh, thank you, Not. This is my bunny. Fopsy did the recolor on the texture for me and uploaded her. She's based to look more like my Daisy bunny, and I really love wearing her. And she's more fun to wear when I don't have to have the a pop-up window like I used to always look at chat. Because when I have the pop-up window up, it makes my hands go flat, which means my expression is eyes go shut. And that's boring. I don't want to just be eyes shut at you. A little depressing. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dens. Hope you feel better. Remember, we love you there, little Danny. You're a good little hobkin, kitty, bunny, whatever you feel like being at any given day. In any case, yes, we hope you feel better. I agree with Sky. Fopsy be giving you hugs. Good. You deserve hugs. Lots of hugs for Denny. You are welcome, Den. We appreciate you. Also, we don't make rules like Denny must show up on every single stream and be in person and hang out the entire time or anything like that. I always appreciate the friends that do show up, but I don't require you. You all have your own lives. You all have your own, busyness levels of how much you've had in a day. And trust me, as someone who does not show up in Fopsy's streams on 2 days of the week, usually, I know what it's like. I have a lot going on those 2 days, too. There's a reason why I wasn't streaming on Tuesdays and Fridays as well. And Fopsy was able to pick those days up in our house. Because those are the 2 days I record YouTube videos. So besides after work, I've already taken the energy and time to put on a fursuit, record a video, probably edit in my thumbnails and stuff and all that fun jazz. And then finally probably eat some dinner, take out the trash, or if it's Tuesday. Yeah, there's a lot going on any given not stream day for me. Just to let you know, I'm a little high right now. I had some appointments earlier today, and I'm only in my early 20s. That's why I'm getting health problems. Why am I getting health problems? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, not. But you're allowed to be a little high. I have no problems with this. You're welcome to be on Spaceship Kitty. I've hung out with enough of my friends online when they were busy enjoying some medicinal products that they apply to themselves. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. If it makes you feel happy and you can afford it, I'm okay with that. Make yourself feel happy. Be happy, not. Denny says, I've been sick and getting back into Twitch slowly. Well, that's okay. Take your time. Don't force yourself. Don't overwork yourself. Feel better. Relax. Recover. Do what you need to do to feel your best as Denny. I prefer a happy, healthy Denny. Not a overstressed, worrying Denny. Got it? No worrying. No stressing. No feeling bad about yourself. You're an amazing cutie. Got it? Got it. 2 rockets of a living in last decade. You never know. Anything could do it to make you start having health problems, but hopefully everyone's staying well enough. I will definitely say throughout my 20s, I went to a lot of furry cons, traveled a lot more than I do now, and wore myself the toots out. Never to the point where I got health problems from it, but I definitely was pushing the ramen diet on furry trips. But I was really enjoying getting out there more. Now I usually just go to 2 cons a year, and that's perfectly fine for us. They're also drivable, no more flying cons, especially when you're you have 2 people to go and lots of fursuits. A lot easier to drive the car 3.5 or 5 hours than it is to try and pack everything into airplaneable luggage and pay all those fees and hope nothing gets broken or lost. Just tried a new rice cooker yesterday. It's small and go, ooh, nice. Rice cookers are awesome. We used ours tonight, as it is Wednesday. And yeah, I don't know how we'd live without a rice cooker at this point. It is so easy to make that an additive to any meal to have rice. Rice is cheap and filling and tasty and can make quite a few things be bigger foods. So good. I'm glad you're enjoying your rice cooker. Please enjoy the rice-oos. They're healthy and filling, cheap. I'm glad you think I deserve to be happy. I hope so one day too. Aw, yes, you deserve happies. They're not. Please, have some happy. Have a little happies. You bring the rice, we'll bring all the sauce and meats, and have a great, with rice. Yeah. Rice and stuff. Love rice and stuff. Tonight was, of course, Wednesday, so it's packet curry. So chana masala with a little chicken added to it over rice for me. Fopsy does extra vegetables in hers and I think a little chicken too. Yum. Inexpensive, fast, and easy. I'm going to get some food real quick and charge break. I won't be long. All right, get some food and feel good. All better. All fill that tum-tums. It's a cute little sandwich eating icon there. I like that. 4.8 is the end of an era for Wii U and 3DS. I hope you get fill in soon. That is sad. I'm guessing that means that's when the online stores are closing. What are you gonna do? Can't keep them open forever, unfortunately. Rice is great when you're hungry and want to eat thousands of something. You got that right, Fopsy. I love that line. That is one of your best. Sky says, my idea of a great potluck. Seed is a large pot of rice, and everybody brings something to go with the rice. I call it a with rice. That's a cool idea. I kind of like that. I could definitely get down with this. We do technically own 2 rice cookers and an Instapot. I could always just make a metric 2 ton of rice and do stuff. Well, I'd be like, rice. Oh yeah, rice. You can easily get a 4-cup rice cooker for about $20 without any bells and whistles, which you don't really need. And honestly, I think it makes dealing with rice so much easier, especially if you're working from home. You put it on a half hour or more before you're going to be eating. And I do stress or more. You can put that on for an hour or 2 ahead of time, and it'll cook the rice and keep the rice at a good temperature until you get around to it for several hours. And then you have rice. And you just add whatever you wanted to it. Some chimkins, maybe some frozen stir fry, whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy. Can you do rice with potato? Probably. Take that back. I've had Indian curry that had potato in it, so yes. Yes, you can. Golden curry is my favorite Asian curry. I am down for a good golden curry. No problems there. Curry's usually on my list of yummies. Online multiplayer is going offline for the 3DS and the Wii U. It's sad to hear, but, well, the Switch has been out for a long time, so it was bound to happen. They aren't going to keep them up forever. But hey, we got the Switch. There's plenty of games on there if you want to play online Nintenders. Sky says you could make several kinds of rice even with all those cookers. Yeah, we could. Like a brown rice, a jasmine rice, black rice. Black rice is so good. I love that beautiful purple rice. And Denny wants an uwu. Do you need uwu, Denny? Denny, did you need some uwu in your day? Uwu to you, Denny. Uwu. Double starch, what does it mean? You are right there, Fopsy. Yeah, having potatoes with rice is a bit of a double starch action. But you know what? If that's what you want that day, I'm not going to doubt it. Go with it. Enjoy it. Have fun. I've seen a recipe for a chocolate pumpkin pancake in my rice cooker. What? In a rice cooker? A chocolate pumpkin pancake. Like, I'm not complaining about its existence, but why is it a rice cooker recipe? Why are they making you make a pancake in a rice cooker? Okay, you're going to need to make this and tell us how it is, because I am defyingly curious how that turns out. Aroma. Oh yeah, Aroma's the brand of both of our rice cookers. So yes, that I remember they both came with. Oh, I'm sorry. All three of the ones we've owned were Aromas. One of them's gone now. But they always come with those crazy cookbooks. So like, you can make this in a rice cooker. I'm like, what? I bought it to make. And hear me out here. Rice. I didn't buy it to find a unique way to make a cylindrical cake. I didn't buy it to cook turkey. I bought it to make rice. I think the most I've ever done is use a little steamer basket on the top of it and put broccoli in it or something. That's about it. That's as far as I've gone. Pumpkin. Pump cake. Pump cake. I like that. Well, I'm intrigued though, Denny. You must use your Aroma rice cooker to make a chocolate pumpkin pancake and tell us how it turned out. Because I'm sure it's probably really good. And now you're making me want one. I should. Yes, you should. Be a good girl. Try out cooking stuff. Nothing wrong with trying. Worst case scenario, you hate it, and what'd you waste? Ingredients to make one chocolate pumpkin pancake in a rice cooker. Every time I say it, the more ludicrous the concept sounds, yet the end result still sounds tasty. Yep. Well, that's today for us, kids. That's the story today. Pumpkin baked today. Made carrot cake. Ooh, carrot cake. You're telling a bunny you made carrot cake. You do realize that. And it's not in front of me. Why is there a carrot cake that's not here? Okay, present carrot cake. Banoy is here. Bunny need cake that made of carrot. Share. Denny being all sneaky there. See-proof Caddie is really a bunny. Currently I'm a bunny. Not always a bunny. Just felt like being a pink bunny today. I believe both Fopsy and I are fairly certain on the carrot cake is super yummy, but have it without the cream cheese icing. Neither of us are cream cheesers. So, yeah, delicious. And I find it so sweet by itself. Out of all of the kinds of cakes out there, carrot cake is usually super, super flavorful. I don't feel like it needs anything else. And I'm the I'm definitely an icing-y, frosting-y person. I love a good buttercream on a cake. But I certainly feel like carrot cake, banana bread, all those kinds of things don't really need an additive like that. I'm putting a smile on your face. Oh, I'm glad, Dan. I'm glad I'm helping. I'm here to help. I'm a calm, relaxing, cheerful voice. Here to help make your evenings happier. And Sky wants some ooh-woo. Did you need a little ooh-woo in your day as well, Sky? But Sky, you can get a little ooh-woo, because I am more than happy to share the ooh-woo with all of you little ooh-wooers. Are you getting your ooh-woo? I make sure you get your penny's worth for your ooh-woo. You don't just get one. You get as many ooh-woo as I ooh-woo out of my face before I get tired of saying ooh-woo. Ooh-woo. There you go. Yay! Yay. I made you smile. There. Also good. So that's 2 people I made smile today. That is total win. Yay! I got a Mickey and Minnie Volume 1 on Blu-ray. Oh, yeah. Little bit of mouse cartoon. Do loves me some good classic Mickey and Minnie type shorties. Those are always fun. Of course, all I need to do is turn on the Disney Channel and go to that, or the Disney Plus, and watch all that I can stomach for a day, because I'll eventually get bored. Steamboat Willie is on it. Oh my. I'm glad it's all the new stuff, including Steamboat Willie. From the 1960s? Or was it the 1940s? It was from like forever ago. Wow. Oh yeah, that had to be like 40s, I think. A billion years ago. A billion years ago is when Steamboat Willie came out. Long before Caddie or Fopsy ever was. Public domain Willie. Yeah, got that right. That version of Mickey is now officially public domain. So, enjoy. Last week tonight was already enjoying that before their season ended last year. They have a knockoff Steamboat Willie mascot costume that they brought on. I love it. The modern voices do have vocal appearances. Nice. Definitely anxious to go back to Disney World again. I have missed it. We were going to be going. We'd hoped to go in, last year or this year, and both those kind of fell through. But the good news is, the longer we wait, the more things have gotten back to normal there. I was reading online today that park hopping is back to normal again. So if you have a park hopper pass, you can, say, start your day in Magic Kingdom at rope drop, and by 11 a.m., if you are bored of Magic Kingdom, you can be over at Epcot drinking around the world. Just putting that out there. Just putting that one right out there. If the ankle biters are getting to you and you've already rode that one ride you were hoping to, you got your Space Mountain in, go on over to World Showcase and enjoy some cuisine. And though we don't plan on using it this next time, the meal plan did come back. So that's good to know. And the big reason we're not doing the meal plan is because it actually was too much food. And it's not really any kind of a good deal. It basically is a break even if you eat at the most expensive places during your trip, but it means you don't have to think about food money the whole time. And if for some reason, like you were going to pay with your credit cards, it means you've already paid for it and paid it off, hopefully, before your trip. And if you didn't have a big enough credit limit, you might fill up your card while you're busy eating at, say, the Brown Derby and Les Ciliar and the Liberty Tavern, and all of a sudden you realize that Chase is calling you and telling you, ho, 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 your $1,000 credit limit is full. You want to pay that off now? And your interest rate just went up by twice. I got a Peach Toadette, Eevee, and Valentine's Hello Kitty plush on Sunday. Nice. I'm glad you got some cool plushies there. That is awesome. Luxury products. Not thinking about food money is nice. Yeah, your interest rate is now 29. That happened to me once. After landing in Europe, my card maxed out, and I had a 30-some% interest on my card that was now full. I'm in Europe. Didn't realize the card was going to be full already from something I'd done earlier, and I thought I paid it all off. And womp womp. I still had to pay for my hotel stays on that card. Fortunately, the other card worked. Adventure. But really, I'm less of a big eater than I used to be, and Fopsy's definitely not what you would call a garbage disposal. Fopsy eats like a bird. It's actually a compliment, not a complaint. Meaning, Fopsy does not need a full-size appetizer all to herself that probably should have been shared with 3 people. An entree with side dishes and a beverage and a big freaky dessert for lunch and dinner. Even I don't need that much. I eat a lot less than I did the last time we were at Disney, and, well, I don't need all that. Oh, there's an ad. I will pause being entertaining for a few moments. Often an appetizer. Got that right, Fopsy. I will wait. I'll be patient. Do 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 do. Usually ends when the timer hits about 38:30-ish. I give you some dancing. Dancing bunny while you're stuck with an ad. Dancing bunny, dance, dancing bunny. Dance, 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 dance. Boop, 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 ba-doo, boop, ba-doo. Boop, 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 ba-doo. Da-da-da, da-da, da-da. All right, y'all should be about back. Fopsy not omnivore. Well, Fopsy is an omnivore, but we all have stomach mounts, and Fopsy a light eater, aka inexpensive date. And yes, Fopsy is noting that often an appetizer all to herself is already a full meal. This is actually very true. This is not a complaint. This is just truths. Which is why next time we're at Disney, it is going to come down to Fopsy's allowed to eat as much as she wants. There is not going to be any judgment on how much we order when we go to a restaurant. Ooh, something go ding. What go ding? It'll pop up my screen soon. Oh, I hate tomatoes. Well, hi, I hate tomatoes. Welcome to the stream. I'm not a big fan of it myself, so you're allowed. But if we go to a place, they have an appetizer we really want to share one of, like, I don't know, we go to the Chinese place and we really want to get a pot stickers to share. We have a pot stickers. No judgment there. But we don't have to get 2 appetizers. We don't have to get a big dessert. Or we can get one to share. We can get 1 entree to share or 2 entrees. No rules there. Because we're budgeting as if we were paying for that full plan if we wanted to. And that way we get to enjoy everything we want and not have to feel too bloated and just feel like we're just walking around logy piles of food as we go to wobble around the parks. Wow, it says, I still remember the last time I went to Disney. I went unprepared for the prices. I had no dinner planned. Oh my, yeah, you gotta plan your dinners at Disney like 6 months in advance or you have no reservations. And you are stuck eating Cosmic Rays, and that is a sad thing. And Pizza Rizzo. I'm so sorry. Whew, back. We can share an order of cheese sticks and some cider. Oh, yeah. I do have pictures of us from Disney like 2 trips ago getting beer steins at German area and doing the hooked arm drinky with our beers. I loved that. Fob says, might even stop and get some of those tasty looking snacks. Yes, there's so many yummy snacks at Disney World that we never were hungry enough to try. I mean, I dig a Mickey pretzel. I love a soft pretzel in general. Might as well be shaped like Mickey. Or the pizza egg rolls I've heard so much about. I want one, but I was never hungry in Magic Kingdom anytime I could find those places. And hello, I hate tomatoes for the first speaks of you. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some effing reason, they're speaking Vietnamese. That's adorable. You're cute. Vietnamese food can be very tasty, though. We have at least a couple of Vietnamese restaurants in town. They are good. Something flashed. It seems fine. Are they speaking Vietnamese tomato? I can't spell. That's okay. I can't type half the time either, so you don't have to learn how to spell right. I speak bad spelling. My favorite way to say that is, my spelling is atrocious. I'm fine with that. The burger egg rolls were kind of vile. Yeah, well, they're cheeseburger ones too, so I was definitely not going to go with that. I think they even had like mustard in them, so I'm definitely going to nope on that. But if they had the pizza ones, I drop $1 or $2 for a pizza egg roll to try it. I'll just put that out there. Just putting that out there. Just finished my curry. So full, but maybe should consider a pho this weekend. Oh, are you feeling pho-ish? You feeling pho-y? Personally, I prefer the ramen, but we do have the pho place in town. I'll have the vermicelli. Vermicelli. Oh, Denny needs some more woo. Do you need more woo in your day, Den? Well, Denny, you get a little more woo. Woo for you, Denny. Woo. It was really a greasy Big Mac and an egg roll wrap, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna 100% nope on that, Mandy. That's a no. 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 Faux ox. Yes, that is my faux ox and a little faux in her face. I like pho and all, but I really prefer ramen over pho. That's Caddie's take on this. I could definitely do a big old bowl of nudes in one way or the other. Well, different cultures. It's true. Same. But no judgment on people who like different Asian soups There are a lot to choose from. Heck, even in those couple of different option sets, there are variants upon variants upon variants. Doot. I didn't have the time to go to the ramen bar. I am so sorry. Oh. I'm sorry you missed the ramen bar in Pittsburgh and didn't get your curry ramens. But at least you got chicken wings. So that's a thing. I got your nudes. Oh, no, wait. That's okay, Sky. I make that joke all the time. I love making jokes about nudes. Said nudes. Sned nudes. Nudes. Sned many nudes. It is Wednesday night. There's a high probability I will have brick ramen for post stream, just because that's how I roll. Ramen noodles. Oh yeah, and you gotta wear your Red Panda eating noodles shirt when you go to one of those places, just because it looks right. I can go for some ramen. Very fluffy and snuggly. Did you see the Red movie? Oh, Turning Red? Absolutely. That was a good one. I enjoyed it. It was cute. It had a good story. It knew when the story was done. It didn't try and drag things out. It had a lot going for it. And I had no problem with any representation of things that they actually want to cover subtly as far as topics. So, yeah, 100%. That was a fun movie. So cute and powered and personality girls. Absolutely. And, where'd you go? There you are. Yeah. Who's a good little hubbubo? Are you a good little hubbubo, Den?
Yes, I am.
You're a good little angelic hubbubo.
I got to visit Fluff today.
Yay! Good girl.
And my phantom sense was going crazy.
Eee.
Right across. Like during the morning, I felt it across my. Oh my god! Oh my god! My eye actually, I felt that in my eye, like for real.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to poke too.
No. It's a good feeling. It's like the tingle.
Yes. Cute little angel.
I hope we can see Emmy again soon.
Hopefully. I know she was missing you, and I can tell you were missing her. Took me a second because I was wondering what the Bruce Willis film had to do with red pandas. But yes, we enjoyed Turning Red too. But yes, we actually enjoyed the Red movies as well. Red and Red 2. Those were hilarious. And had a lot of guns. And Bruce Willis. And more guns. And a plane blowing up. You blew up my plane. You owe me $2 million for the hit and $4 million for the plane. Explosions! I love movies with explosions. Yeah, explosions. Explosions? You like explosions? Boom.
Yes, I do.
Boom.
Boom. Also a pew-pews.
Pew-pew. Pew-pews and boom-booms. Yeah. I should watch those two movies again.
I played the worst game today, Bubsy.
I'm sorry.
No, it was okay until I got to the second level. That just infuriated me with the controls. thought he was too slippery.
Even when he was coming out new, I tried to understand why I would want to play his games because I read about him in the Nintendo Powers, but they just looked bad. And then I played a couple and was like, yeah, they play as bad as they looked in the pictures. So that's a thing.
The Genesis version's music is bad. It's like Gem's worst nightmare. If you don't know what the Gems driver is, it's basically the sound driver for the Genesis.
Yeah, the Genesis had the best sound out of the that era. They had one of the better audio stuffs.
Well, you gotta hand it to the SNES. It has the Sony chip.
They both had their pluses. They were both good systems. It was a good era. The 16-bit era was a good time. Plenty of good things. This is why I need Tuck.
I think both are winners in my book.
I agree.
Both had their own pluses.
They both had a lot going for them. They both had a lot of unique games, and I'm not unhappy with either. The hard part was not being able to get both, because, well, most kids, parents couldn't afford $240 game systems. This is why I need tacos. I need them or I explode. That happens to me sometimes. It does. There's still a little taco meat in the fridge, my love, just to keep you from exploding. I should probably get that eaten soon, because that was from not too soon ago. But that stuff lasts a while. Making those tonight.
We were almost had tacos tonight, but instead it was spaghetti night.
That's cool. Get them nudes.
Yes, I got some nudes.
Making those tonight, that would have been a lot. Fopsy, I live in a neighborhood with 2 awesome taco trucks within 4 blocks. Ooh, nice. We do not have a taco truck in short distance. I think one does show up downtown. But we do have Cebollas, which is in walking distance. And they are pretty darn authentic Mexican. They're inexpensive, and yeah, I could do a pick 3 plate there any day. That's some good taco. Fopsy, be nice.
I love making quesadilla.
Quizadillas?
Yes, those are the best.
I can't stand them, but I'm pretty darn good at making them because I had to do that at one of my jobs. Wild be like, I do love some tacos. And we love wild, so that's a bonus. We can have wild and tacos. Not says, hey.
Taco appeared.
A taco appears. Yay! Not be like, hey, Caddie, I heard nudes and I came running. Nudes. Everybody loves nudes. I have a big bowl of nudes. Nudes with sauce. Nudes with meat. Nudes with meatballs.
I can only have pasta with just butter because acid reflux in regard sucks.
I'm sorry. But at least you can have your nudes.
Yes, with butter. Butter is always like my favorite thing to put on pasta or Alfredo.
I'm down for a buttered noodle. I often just go with the butter and a little bit of garlic and salt. Just kind of fuzz it up a little. Last 3 weeks after grocery shopping, I did a pack of meat tortellinis out of the freezer section, and I fried them up after cooking them in there, boiling them off in a little butter, garlic, basil, salt and pepper, just till they got a little crisp on them. Even threw in a can of mushrooms the last 2 weeks. Made a really tasty dinner. tasty, tasty. Happy Caddie. And they were cheap, too. They were store brand. Wild tacos.
It's always a good thing to make something good, you know?
Heck yeah. Tikka tacos. I am down for this. Wow, come on over. We're going to make some tacos. Vena tacos. How is... How's this for news? Nice wags there. Not. Nice wags. How's about pasta with olive oil and a touch of balsamic? I love nude's eye. Good choice. Good choice. A little balsamic does add a nice hit without being too loud. Wild says, I do love pasta with just olive oil and a bit of seasoning. Sometimes spaghetti sauce can be a bit too much. Totes agree. I totally agree. And I often find the jarred, ready-to-go sauce, just as is, too sweet a lot of the time. So I'll put it on my noodles, and I feel like I'm eating sugar goo on my noodles. And this isn't right. This isn't right. Too sweet. And he's like, I need to start making more of my own pastas. Maybe ravioli. Yes, raviolis are fun. I made those when I was a kid. I didn't do a good job of it, but yes, do this. Tikka's not a taco yet. Tikka could be a taco. Don't you want tikka tacos? I'm glad you think so. Waggity waggity. Tikka taco. She could be fusion cooking. That's right. We're gonna turn tikka into tacos and have some Indian curry on a taco shell. You want to go really authentic? Just curl up a naan bread and make that into kind of a puffy taco shell, and then throw your tikka in it. Gyro could be lamb and salad taco. This is true. When you look at a hero, it could easily be considered just a Greek taco. It's all perspective. Tikka Tuesday. Tikka Tuesday.
Teacup Caddie Taco Tuesday.
Not teacup Caddie. Besides, I'm a big bunny today.
I just heard the squeaky.
Kind of do that. Made deep fried tikka wraps a couple of... Yes, you did, and they are really tasty. Bunny tacos, not bunny tacos. Too expensive. I have to get those from the butcher, and rabbits, not cheap. And yes, my nose squeaks, including when I scratch my nose because my nose be itchy right now. It's that time of year. Benoy. Pet. Yay! And Benu tacos. You make me into tacos. Make you into tacos. You're a Benoy. Yes. Mine goes squeak.
Maybe. Yeah.
Boop. Squook.
My phantom sense. My phantom sense.
Good girl. Caddie Pfeffer. Well, I do like pepper. Peppered foods. Yum, yum. I imagine you have to hunt rabbit instead of farming it. Actually, you can farm them, and it is becoming a little bit more common to have them show up in butcher shops. You don't find them at, say, Walmart's frozen refrigerated food section. But at your local butcher, you can get bun if you get a good butcher. The one about, 3 minutes drive from our house does have rabbit in the freezer case. Do you ever play with a horsey avatar? I don't think I have a horse at all. Let me double check. That's a good question. Nothing in my uploads. Now in my favorites. No. Doggy critters, bunnies, Pokemans, Digimans. I can confirm I do not have a horse. At the moment, there are no equines of any flavor. Probably need to fix that. And I still have 3 slots at the moment. Hunts, baby. Hunts? Hunts.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Bring up that joke.
You're adorable. As long as they have a good farm life, I have no reason to object to people eating them. You know, this is correct. As long as an animal is treated well enough, it can be food. Well, ponies are fun too. I will add that to the want list. I will go, next time I'm browsing for avatars, I'll see if there is a good horse, zebra, or something to try. If anything, cows' full-grown beef products are one of the best treated of the animals. Chickens, often not as much, but they don't have a long life anyway. They're generally about 3 months from hatch to food as it is. Are you tasty? Needs salt, maybe a little pepper. Same. Turn me into stew when my time comes. Apparently we taste fairly porkish, but I don't think any of us need any long piggy in our diets. Can confirm. Caddie is tasty.
Don't look behind you.
I'm a full-grown Benoit at the moment. Big. Can't you see how big I am? Very big. Big. Much big. At least parts of me are tasty. I don't have a list, though. Teacup bunny. No, I'm not a teacup bunny. Full-grown Daisy bunny. Would you rather me say bunny or lion, since this is yours? Get one or the other.
Caddie is tasty. Benoit.
And meat it. This is going to be rough. I'm a teacup bunny. Did that satisfy your needs? Thank you, not for saying I am. Meow. Teacups. Hi, Silver. Good evening. How are you this fine day? You bring chaos?
Chaos. I can do anything.
You're chaos? Do you have Invader Zim's voice?
Oh.
Lord Chaos.
Love having chaos.
I joined, but I'm busy moderating. Oh, That is perfectly fine there, Silver. You are welcome whenever you want to come in, and you're not required when you don't have time. I appreciate anyone that has time and when they have time. And I do not require elsewise. Moderate this. Ha. No, we do not moderate tail waggies. Tail wag icons are cute. I approve of those. Besides, Silver does not have a green dagger on this channel. Yet, anyway. Honestly, I think I have too many moderators for as small as my channel is. But, hey, better to have a good supply. Geolocate this. I know where that is. That's Fopsy's butt. Oh, you clipped that? I love you, sweetie. No, I've never been a mod for Twitch streamers. I'm modding for an instance of VR. Oh, well, that's cool. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're getting to mod stuff. Do a good, Sylv. Of course I clipped that. Love you. Love you a lot. I go on walkies with the four-legger doggo. Peace. Well, have fun. Get your bark some walkies. Hopefully they get to sniff all their favorite spots, pee on the things they need to pee on, and poo for you so they don't have to poo in the middle of the night. They're still going to have to pee later. It's kind of a guarantee. Remember, never feed your mods. Make them fend for themselves. No. You feed your mods. Take care of your mods. That way they don't be bad to you. I hope. Take care and give that pupper some extra love from me. Yeah. For us too. All of us. In fact, Sky, all of us request some extra pets and snuggles to your puppy. I feed them terrible jokes. Yes, you do. You can have a dad joke command in your channel. And for anyone that has not realized, Fopsy is my good girl actual wife, and she does also stream on both Tuesdays and Fridays, the same times I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 10 Eastern. So if you'd like to spend more time with crazy people from this household, those are good times to do it. Sometimes, even I pop in. Not as often as I should because, well, I'm tired those days too. Relax, just threaten to dock their wages and they won't hurt you. Wait. But I don't pay them. I barely get paid myself. Please take good care of yourself and the doggo. Yee. And you boot my snooter. I love you. Silly Den. Something went ding ding. Reaper 2621. Well, hello, Reaper. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy yourself. I am being a pink bunny today. I'm often a lion, but we're mostly just here for the chitty chats, the entertains, and a calm, happy, relaxing time. Which is the opposite of my waifu, who is generally the high energy one. Strange that is, because I'm normally pretty high energy, but I seem to just go so relaxed when I'm on doing this. I like being calm. Happy. I'm a calm, happy thing. That's how I roll anyway. Granted, you are free to use your channel points and whatnot to pick on me, make me do things, or make me active. And that's okay. I'm okay with this. And Fopsy wants some ooh woo. Do you need a little ooh woo, my love? You may have some ooh woo. You get all of the ooh woos, every ooh woo for your ooh woo penny's worth. And I make sure every redeem gets its value, so you get lots of ooh woos for your ooh woo. I know ooh woo only had to pay for this by sitting and enjoying my ooh woo stream for a while. But you ooh wooed and watched my stream for long enough to have points, so you ooh woo get your ooh wooing. There. I hope that was an adequate ooh woo. not be given the cute little green grins. I like that one. That's one of my favorites. But here, I smile back. Banu TM. Bun uwu ni. I love you, sweetie. But for anyone that hadn't noticed yet, I do finally have free-based emotes. I have my 5 in there, and they're all fun art that I've had from over the years. Some from that Mendy person that's in chat, some from Shine Orozo, and one from Nanook. Boop.
I'm still working on those badges. I might just make them up up to the year point and make that the max.
Yay!
And then a few months later, I could probably do like the next few years.
Oh, I appreciate.
So I can work on them slowly.
Oh yeah, you got time anyway.
Something nice for this. Yeah, I got a lot of time.
Yeah, you couldn't subscribe to my channel till like March last year anyway, so.
So I'm going to make sure those badges get done for the first 12 months, and then from then on, I'll make the next few year badges.
Well, thank you, Den. You're a good little girl, helpy helperton. Yep. Can I add you? I'm really tired of watching myself in a mirror, and I have no friends. Well, you can watch me here, and we can chat a while. I don't necessarily just add friends in VR chat right away, but get to know me a little bit, and then we can worry about getting added as friends that way. But please feel free to chat here. I'm more than open to new friends, so get to know me. It worked for this little bunny here. Denny became my friend, and we met in several people's Twitch streams. Fun art or fart, for sure. Wait, oh no. I remember a comedian talking about art before. Some people do smut, some people do art. I do smart. And Reaper says I should hydrate, and I'm going to do that. Then I'll read whatever it is not said. It's there. My delicious water bottle. Enjoy my broken wrist while I drink. Now, there. Delicious water. And here, music. I don't know if that picked up or not. Now get back on your spot. Nope, too far. Nope. Is that the desk? Yes, that's the edge of the desk. Because that's where the remote controls are. All right, didn't mess up. No mess. Hey, Caddie, earlier I had a bottle of omega-3 pills thrown at me. It's okay, though. My injuries were only super... Oh, but... Not. That was a good one. Okay, you get a lot of points for that one. Super fish oil. Legit laugh. Good work. Points. Um, and Reaper wants some uwu. You can have some uwu, Reaper. Reaper, you can have an uwu. I give lots of uwu. We go with as much uwu as we need to satisfy our uwu for your channel points you spent on uwu. I hope you feel like you've gotten your uwu for your uwu. And yes, I know you just followed. Good girl. I know you just got those points probably from following. You didn't have to wait long, but I don't want to feel like you had to waste any of those points. You'll get more, though, as you watch more. What is that, a slide whistle? I was blowing on the top of my straw on my water bottle, and it made a whistling noise. I drink out of a Anthrocon sports bottle that I got from one of the many death marches.
Oh my god.
I survived lots of death marches. And they used to give water bottles. They don't anymore. I can give your mods a run for their money with terrible jokes. I don't have a reason to.
I've heard them all.
Terrible jokes are fine. As long as you don't say things that are naughty, like no words. We're good. I approve of all sorts of jokes as long as they are tasteful. No racially, no religious, no political, and we are good to go. My pen has water ink. Sorry for the bad grammar. That is okay. Speaking of which, handwriting class was the only class I did bad on throughout most of elementary school. I had still have horrible handwriting. But to be honest, in this day and age, I rarely write anything, so it doesn't really matter that much. And the reason why I had problems with it, I learned later, is because I hate repetitive processes. I never liked doing things over and over again. They just were boring, and therefore, I have done this once. I wrote an E. I wrote an R, whatever. I'm done. Can I move on now? I know how to make one of those. I didn't feel a need to sit there and practice writing 50 R's in a row till they were happy that I made them exactly the way they liked them. So I usually got C's and D's in those classes, whereas I got A's and B's at worst usually in everything else. I don't think in all of elementary school I had a C on a single report card. Ever. And so the Lord said unto John, come forth and receive eternal life. But John came fifth and won a toaster. Okay, technically that was religious, but it was funny, so you're not going to get banned yet. First same. Do you want what's behind door number 1, or do you want what's in the box? She picked the box. Show her what's in the box. Nothing. Nothing. You get nothing. Stupid. For all of you that get that joke, I appreciate you. I love you, sweetie. I'm going to make a dad joke. Yay! I'm honored. And sorry for making really... No, it's fine. You weren't making fun of any religions. You just involved religion, so that's fine. It's... we don't pick on any particular religious beliefs. Like, what do you call a cow with no legs? A mistake? Floor beef? I don't know. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Ah, that's pretty dad. Y'all are silly. But in general, I don't mind religious being involved in jokes and whatnot. We just try to avoid anything that would be citing a level of either talking about politics or religion or sports or any of those other things that could get me in trouble. Like, it's okay to say, yay, the Super Bowl is coming up. I'm happy that teams are playing. As someone who doesn't watch Feetsball, I know nothing about this other than the fact that it's coming up and they're advertising about it everywhere. We know we're silly. Yes, you are. And I'm okay with that. Y'all can be as silly as you want to be. I'm using the word y'all doesn't make sense because I'm definitely from north of the Mason-Dixon line. I come from Yun's land, not y'all land. So I don't know where that comes from, but it seems to come out of my mouth more often than it used to. So y'all are allowed to be how y'all want to be. When I'm at work and my boss takes time to say I did a good job, I often slip into my bad Russian accent. I do job. I put number in box. I total thing. I make chart look good. You have chart, it done. You need chart made, I make chart. She laughs at me usually when I do that, so at least I'm not in trouble. I'm from Canada, and I still use y'all. That is way, way north of the Mason-Dixon line. Do you know how north you are of Maryland up in Canada? Canada. Tetsuo? I just redid my temporary tattoo. Oh, snap. Temporary tattoo time for Reaper. I hope it looks good. And I hope you do not mind the Kaneda and Tetsuo joke. That is old. Not as old as the Wheel of Fish joke, but old. I'm very north. Yes, Maritimes, baby. I jokingly usually refer to as Canada as America's hat. So you live in a hat. You're a hat cat. Also, I hate on maps that are flat maps instead of globes how big Canada looks. I mean, it's not like it's a peanut or anything because they stretch it out so much horizontally to fill out the sideways bit. It looks so much bigger than it really is mostly. Then you see it on a globe, you're like, oh, it's smaller. And of course, yeah, add the prospect of how north in Canada in most areas you can live. Once you get closer to the Arctic Circle areas, and you find out how small Canada's actual populatable places are. And it's not from lack of trying. I know of quite a few cities in the northern areas that are basically locked down during cold times, kind of like parts of most of Alaska. Bro, I am from the complete countryside of Indiana, so y'all is very normal word I use. Oh, really? The countryside of Indiana, you say? Well, currently we're in the fairly eastern northern sections of Indiana here. Hello, Reaper from Fort Whizzle. Second biggest city in the state, yo. Second biggest city. Which doesn't say much because even Indianapolis is pretty small. Oh, yeah. We have practically nobody in the territories. Only the true Hoosiers. Hosers. Oh, yeah, because we're Hoosiers here. You're Hosers up there. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, fun fact about
Something's bugging me about something right now, and I don't know what it is.
I'm
I
sorry.
won't say anything.
I hope you feel better.
It's more like my senses are going crazy.
Oh, don't worry. None of the children are misbehaving at the moment. Yeah, fun fact, much
That's crazy.
much of the populated parts of Canada are level with or south of Maine, as far as latitude goes, which is interesting. Which means the United States has more population north than most of Canada has north. Really weird when you think about it. Really weird. But, cool too. Denny be sippin'. I moved to the main city of Indianapolis. Ooh, Indianapolis. You are 2 hours south of me. I have visited your city many times. I like that mall that's just north of Indianapolis because they have a Lego store. They used to have a Disney store. I can't remember the name of the mall. It's been a while. I also saw Gabriel Iglesias in your city. He was funny there too. And I'd flown out of the airport there because it was a heck of a lot cheaper than one up in Fort Wayne. You know what? If I'd have flown out of Fort Wayne, it had a connecting flight, I think, in Indianapolis to go where I wanted to go anyway. So, yeah. I'll drive the 2 hours and park my car there. It's snowing out right now. I can't imagine winter without it. I'd die of heat. I can agree on that. It's raining here right now. Our snow is mostly melted. Fortunately, the ice is mostly melted off the driveway. That was the more important part. But yeah, we need snow in our winter times. I like that. I only go to Greenwood Mall, but I live in Marion County. Nice, nice. I hope it's a nice mall. I don't think I've been to that one. And yes, Wild, Castleton Square Mall. That is the right one. That's a cool mall, isn't it? And there's that other mall that's nearby. I think it's...
Caddie,
Yes, ma'am?
I'm gonna get going now.
Okay, little Floof, you be a good girl. Thank you for stopping by. Meow.
Yeah.
I hope you had a good
Seeing
day.
you again.
It's good seeing you too, princess.
Oh, that made us happy.
Mm. Bye-bye, little Floofy. Vulp, vulp. But yes, Castleton Mall, you are right there, Wild. Points on you for remembering names of things. That's one up on me. And there's that weird fashion mall that's right next to her, whatever it's called, that has a lot of weird ups and downs. I walked through it all like once, and I'm like, yeah, I'm bored of this. There's no stores I like. There's like one kitchenware store, and everything was way overpriced, so I'm just like, I'm done. Rain. Rain is fun and pretty and relaxing and amazing. Do you like the rain? I do like the rain. As long as I'm not having to drive, love rain. And unlike snow, rain, when it's done and you have to drive, does not make the road yucky. It just makes it wet. And that usually runs off the side quickly. But rain's good for sleepies. It made for a really good night's sleep last night, having good rain noises outside. So, happy, Caddie. Well rested, Caddie. See you, Denny. Take care. Yes, Denny, be a good girl. Take care. Reaper says, is my laptop supposed to give me a 3rd-degree burn? No. No, that sounds bad. Love yourself. Buy yourself a $20 laptop cooling pad thingy that has fans in it. Plug it into one of your USB ports and sit your laptop on that. Love yourself and love your leggies. Don't burn your leggies. And Nana says, yes, that means it's working well. No, well, I mean, yes and no. Yes, that means it's doing a job of venting heat and using itself to maximum abilities, but no, we do not want to burn you. Oh my god, I love driving when it's raining. It's so nice listening to the puttering on the windshield. I'm crazy, I know. I just like being able to see as well as possible, and rain makes it a little bit more difficult. And if you live in an area that doesn't have as good a drainage, can make the road slicker when you're driving in the rain. So I especially don't like driving at the night with a heavy storm, because I like to know where I'm driving. I like to not fall off the edge of the road again. Reaper says, I only have 20 cents right now. I am sorry. But at least you have laptop, so that's good. But I know you only have 20 cents right now, but if your laptop is definitely enough that's giving you ouchies on your legs or your lap or wherever you're sitting at, highly recommend loving yourself and finding a laptop cooler. Just search Amazon or Newegg or something like that and look for laptop fans and things. They're really inexpensive. They last a really long time, and they will help add longevity to your laptop by cooling it off, and they will help add longevity to your legs by not burning them. Less burning. Danny be giving cute little Benoy icons there and being all cutie and saying cutie. Yes, Denny's a cutie. I am glad we have established Denny's a cutie. Not even enough for a chicken nugget. No, that is not enough for a chicken nugget. Chicken nuggets are expensive now. One cannot afford to eat at McFood on the cheap anymore. Bro, there's a fog advisory, and it was 0% visibility, so no to the rain. Fog can be fun when I'm not driving. Just like the rain. It's fine because it goes away. But yeah. I've had enough times driving long distance, like to my parents' house or to a convention whenever bad storms hit, and that's not fun. The second time I went to MFF back in like 2008, there was a big winter storm coming off the bottom of Lake Michigan as we drove under it. And we were all driving 5 miles an hour and watching the semi-truck boxes just wobbling. And you're just like, yep, I'm fine with 5 miles an hour. We are just going to drive white-knuckled from here to the end of this road. Denny says, hidishidshu, and then sips. Yes, that's because you're a cutie. You're a cutie. Someone flipped their car. Ugh. Don't do that. That's expensive. You could eat McNugget on the cheap before. I am more out of touch than a hoser than I ever thought. Okay. Real talk. When I was a little shiz, fast food was actually inexpensive. I know. This sounds crazy. But I grew up in the 80s. And honestly, I can see the McPlan now as an adult. For all of the people that grew up then and before then that got hooked on fast food, at the lower price point. I remember when the extra value meals came out and the most expensive one was $5. And that was like the double quarter pound with cheese extra value meal was $5. Okay. So back then, it was cheap to eat fast food. McNuggets weren't expensive. Now, you're almost... Low-end sit-down restaurants are equal prices. I could go eat at Cebolla's, our actual Mexican restaurant run by Mexicans that tastes authentic, for the same price I could get a McFood meal. I could have real tacos and burritos for the same price as McGray on a bun with fries and a Coke. Yes, I said that wrong, but I don't think that Twitch is going to yell at me. Geolocate this. Florida. Check. Bonk. Ice Toast be bonking me. Yay, I have 100 points. Woot! I am glad. Welcome to having points. Yeah, you get more points just watching my stream, so they will regenerate. And every so often you get the little green happy box. If you click it, you'll get even more points. If you're not a subscriber, they're 50 pointos. If you're a subscriber, it's 60 pointos. I don't know what it is above that because I never end up subscribing to anyone above level 1. Wild says, I've done many long trips in the winter like that before. White knuckling all the way to my destination. Yes. And I hate that part. And every time, if there's someone in the car, they constantly will be asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, stop asking. Are you okay? Yes, stop asking. You're breaking my concentration. We'll get there. Just shush. And then uncrimp my hands from the steering wheel when we get there. And then buy me a beer. That's my request. A beer. After we get there. Bro, can I get a 10-piece McNugget for $2 right now? I wish. I so wish. I really wish. Man, the good old days. Yeah, I know. Old lady Caddie's talking to you about back in my day, we bought chicken McNuggets for really cheap. I'll admit, chicken nuggets from McDonald's still have their place in my belly, but I have not had any in ages. They're not the same as the frozen ones. They hit different. I still haven't bought any in like over a decade, I think. Now I survive on potato and flour. Not that I'm complaining. Potato. There's plenty of inexpensive foods to live on. Pasta's cheap. There's lots of canned items that are inexpensive that can help add varieties and frozen things. But yeah, eating out's expensive. Even the cheap stuff. Denny crumples like a rag doll in Team Fortress 2. Hope you're okay, Denny. Feel better. Not give some wags, some tails, some butts, some more tails, some more wags. I can tell what Not into. I have a hint of what Not likes. Oh, there were ads going on. They're probably already over, so I apologize. I didn't mean to talk to them, and I see you saying you have to go. Well, I apologize that I missed that until just now. Have a good evening, Reaper. It was nice meeting you. Come back anytime. I always appreciate people watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining my family and joining my Twitch stream. You're awesome. Good evening, Commander of the Kitsune. It is good to see you, Grand Admiral Kitsune. You are an awesome fluff. Denny be like, Commander! Yeah. Commander's a good boy. Denny is like, joints hurt. Might be psoriatic. arthritis. I hope it gets better. And all stance redeemed a cutesy voice. Okay, according to this, that is 50 and 40 seconds. So I need to go to 53 and 40 seconds talking like this. Then all stance be given some waggledy butts after making me add cutesy voice. Cause all stance is a cutie poot. And Not says, I'm into being a fluffy dork. I'm okay with that. You may be a fluffy dork. Dorks are good. I like dorks. Especially fluffy ones. So do what makes you happy. Not says to Denny, quap, that doesn't sound good. Don't overwork them joints. No, do not do that. And if there's any kind of, like, pills or whatever that you can take to help with your arthritis-y stuffs, please do what you need to and make yourself feel good. Do whatever your doctor says. I want a healthy Denny kitten. All stands with you. I am a good girl, all stands. I am a good girl. I am a good girl. Did I succeed at satisfying your good girl request? Denny says it's psoriasis form of arthritis. I'll be honest, I am not a medical professional, so I don't know exactly what that means type-wise, but I hope you can feel good with whatever you have to do. Do we need to give you a legs transplant? I'll find someone to donate them. Hold on. I got knacks. We can take care of this. This is such a cute emote. I like that one too, the booper. It's a boop da snoot. Boop da snoot, boop da snoot. You got a boop da snoot. The beast has been sated. Yay! I take it all stands. You accepted my admission for you. This is good. And you get a good little snow with sunglasses. I like that one. Joke's all cozy. Not says, I'm going to go full mummy mode and take care of you. I feel bad when my online friends are hurting and I can't do anything. I know what you mean. Yay, such a good person you are, says Danny. Yes, Not is a good kitty. Commander thinks I need to hydrate. So I am going to hydrate with my hydration. It's right about, okay, remote. That means it is there. Ha. Meow. Water bottle. And since I am hydrating and I have it over here again. Little straw music for you. All right. One thing I'm usually good at is spatial relations, even when I can't see what I'm doing. Thank you for the hydrate, Commander. I really appreciate it. Am I still? Oh, good. I'm off of that. All right, I can talk normally. Psoriasis is a chronic long-lasting disease in which the immune system becomes overactive, causing skin cells to multiply too quickly. Took from National Institutes of Health. The one that can make red markies and skin flakiness and stuff, if I remember right. Just generalization, not all. Everyone has the exact same symptoms and whatnot. But I remember that word now, so yes. Well, hopefully you have what you need to be comfortable, Denny. That's what's important. I hope you have what you need to make it so that you can exist and not be in pain. And not be giving some hugs to Denny. Denny say, straw music? Yes, it was straw music. Life-changing. I had plaque psoriasis. Ooh. Well, hopefully it's not too uncomfortable, and hopefully you're doing okay. I know we all have our bones to bear as far as things that are wrong with us in our lives, physically and mentally. So hopefully yours is not too bad. I've known many a friend in person that have had these kinds of issues, so I can understand basically what it looks like, but not necessarily how it feels, because it's I can't walk a mile in someone's shoes that I can't put on. Like, I can't put on their arms and legs and feel what it feels like to be covered in ouchiness. But I definitely get the concept. Eat lots of mushrooms. Anti-inflammatories such as lion's manes are tasty and heckin' healthy. Mushrooms are delicious and are full of a lot of vitamins and minerals that people don't realize. Mushrooms are actually one of the better sources of vitamin D. So if you need a little more vitamin D in your life, chomp some shrooms. Good for you. Especially in the winter months when you can't get out and get as much sunlight. I got Concentrix to clear our skin but our joints hurt. I think I get advertisements for that on the YouTubes all the time. I recognize that name. My MIDI keyboard interfaces with VR chat piano. You can see in the Eurofarms world. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. I am really proud that you figured that out. Alstan says, can I play piano? Yes. Can I play piano well? Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Well, hey, at least you can play it some, so that's a point. Then he says, I love shrooms. Oh, me too, actually. I'm a big fan of mushrooms, both fresh and canned. But just to have them be an accessible item in our house, we generally have several 12 packs of the regular small cans of stems and pieces from Sam's Club on the pantry shelf. So there's never a feeling of, am I going to eat the last can of mushrooms or something? It's always, there's another can of mushrooms there. Go ahead, enjoy. Have it. It's cheap. It's good for you. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, no. Okay. Turkey, red-belted conchs, reishi. I can go on, but these are some of my favorites for anti-inflammatories. Nice. All mushrooms are good. I've not met a mushroom I didn't like. Commander says, to all sense, I'll have to remember that for MIDI. Yes, the Commander does a lot of sound work at his Twitch, or at least did. I don't know if he still does that, but I know he doing. Those shrooms are awfully healthy too. Good for the brain. Careful about how much of those mushrooms you have. I've never had any of those kind, but if you feel like imbibing, I'm not going to judge. I'm a mycologist in training, by the way. Oh, neat. That is awesome. Mushrooms are so tasty. Mushrooms are an important part of my life. I would be sad without them. They're my favorite pizza topping since I was a little shiz, and they are a big part of my life and will have to be. I might eat ibuprofens, or as I refer to them, adult candy. Anytime we're at a furry con or we've been on Disney trips and we get back to the hotel room, I'm like, okay, who needs an adult candy? And I bring out the big bottle of ibuprofen and pass them out. They're so cool. I agree on cool. Well, I'd be like, mushrooms. I do love. I guess we're a very mushroom-loving family here. Yeah, that helps a lot. I want to see you all better. Yay! Good helpy helper, not. Pff, there are a few bad mushrooms out there. Well, there are a few that are deadly, so don't eat those. I did. I don't do that anymore. Ah, okay. I couldn't remember for sure if you still did or not. But you are a master of the sounds, my commanding friend, master of the sounds. Denny says MIDI and Atari ST, just saying. long ago. Ooh. Might need some stimulants. The texture of mushrooms makes me I am sorry, Allstance. Well, I guess you're the non-mushroom one in the group, then. I wish I could eat them, but they're so healthy, but... That said, I've had a few mushrooms in my time. Ate a deadly one just for fun. This is a joke. Well, Allstance, if you're interested in consuming fungi but don't like the texture of them, there is something you may want to try. If you go to the meat alternative section of your grocery store, in the freezer section, look for Quorn with a Quorn. I specifically, me and Fopsy specifically really like the turkey corn product. And it really tastes like a super juicy turkey breast. Same texture as a turkey breast. Very delicious. And it is made of mycoprotein, which is fungus. So if anyone that has problems with mushrooms, that's a no-no. I know one of Mendy's friends can't eat that because of it. But if you don't have a allergic reaction to mushrooms, but you just want to try and enjoy them in a way, that might actually work. Denny be giving some excited benoys there. Denny, you're adorable. Also giving Alastan some love and excited benoys. We mistyped there. You're allowed. I don't mind getting excited benoys and Alastan's getting love and excited benoys. Not like to have stuff like that around here since I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm sorry. Well, if you ever do see it in the store, give it a shot. You might enjoy it. It's only a little more expensive than real meat, and it is like 100% sustainable because it is effectively lab-grown non-meat. So, good for the environment, strangely. Not it says Fusarium, Venenatarium, tasty fungus, and allows us to make meat substitutes. I'm definitely down for this. I'd likely have to drive to Philly just for a chance to find the. Oh my! I am so sorry. I knew you lived pretty Stixy where you are, but I did not know how much in the know where you were. But I agree, not the growth of the fungal meat alternatives, especially being more available, makes me happy. I am a big fan of alternatives that are better for the planet and still taste like a meat. Obviously we eat Bokas and Beyonds in this house, and we certainly will eat corns, so these are all on the list. And yay, thank you for shouting the Discord there, Fopsy. You are amazing. Yes, we have a Discord. It's there. And you're free to join. We have plenty of spaces for people to talk. Are you familiar with Centralia? No? Is that over in western Pennsylvania or Jersey? Because I know you said you were near Philly. If you're looking for good Malaysian coffee, look no further than Kopiko Brown Coffee Powder. I've never looked for that, but Normally I buy Dun Dun or 8 o'clock. Upstairs in the workroom for our single cup coffee maker that can take K-Cups, but I never buy them for it. I use Dun Dun brand coffee. I have a nice big bucket of it up there. And downstairs I have whole bean espresso roast, which you don't need to have espresso roast for this, but I actually just prefer the flavor of the bean. 8 o'clock coffee. So those are our two usuals. Jackfruit, portobello's, cauliflower, corn are some of my favorite meat substitutes. I can agree. Well, definitely love overgrown cremini mushrooms, cauliflower, and corn. I've yet to try jackfruit. That's on my list. Just haven't gotten around to it. Some of those things come to the price of, is it expensive enough that I don't want to risk making it and messing it up? Sometimes. But I should try jackfruit. I'm going to put that on the still to-do list. And yes, I call portobello's overgrown creminis because that's what they are. They're delicious, but they're just cremini mushrooms someone let grow too long once, and then they started selling it with the new name. And now they sell cremini mushrooms. The regular size is baby portobellos. They're still creminis. Damn, yeah, it'd be hard to describe just how in the sticks I am without properly explaining that I live near the ghost town built over the... Oh, you live near the big coal mine fire. Oh. Okay, I know about where you live then. I actually know of the eternally burning city. I add Copico to my coffee. It has milk, however. I try and avoid adding actual milk products to my coffee stuff because milk can upset my tummy and I don't want to push my luck. Burps. I avoid meat when I can, but I could never consider myself a vegan. If someone offers me food, I eat it rather than throw it out. That's a fair answer. That's Centralia. I can... Oh, my. Don't walk there. That place sounds scary and burny and maybe melt the soles of your shoes. I remember watching an online video about Centralia. Nice. I think that's what the Silent Hill movies were based on. But I'm not quite the same direction you are on it, but I have absolutely no problem with a meat substitute when it's an available choice. If it tastes good and it's a equal or relative price, I have no problem eating the non-meat product. There are pretty near always Boca crumbles and Boca burgers in our freezer, and usually some Beyond burgers. Or, no, Impossible Burgers. We have Impossible Burgers in our freezer. I hate all these names. It's hard to remember. Corn products are just a little bit more expensive than I would like to keep on hand at all times. But they are delicious. That being said, I do love steak. I love chicken. I love chicken. I love liver. Caddie, Caddie, please deliver. I got Copico in H Mart, a Korean grocery store. Neat. Boca crumbled. It's like ground beef for tacos or a meat sauce, just like crumbled up bits of Boca meat. I say that with the biggest air quotes in the world. But it comes in they're 12-ounce pouches, which is equivalent to a pound of 75-25 ground beef, effectively. So if you wanted to make a thing of hamburger helper and you didn't want to use hamburger, you just take one of these packets. It is already browned, so all you need to do is heat it up and add the water, powder, and noodles and do the steaming phase. But yeah, lately it's been $3.75 a pound equivalent, the 12-ounce baggies. in the freezer section, where a pound of ground beef is usually $5. So the Boca alternative is $1.25 cheaper per pound equivalency. And it tastes okay. It's just missing a little of the grease texture and flavor that I really like in certain places. So usually if I'm making something, I make like a double batch of hamburger helper or taco meat or whatever, and I go 1 packet of ground Boca and 1 pound tube of ground beef. It adds all the flavors, and then you get all the different aspects without a lot less meat in your diet and a little bit more money in the budget. Probably healthier for you. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going to tell you the exact ratios and what isn't in any of these things. But any veggie meat alternative is at least somewhat better for the environment, including all the energy and efforts to process, package, etc. them. They are still a better thing for the environment. Even the worst that are overprocessed and or take up a lot of land to grow said products. Because you have to take into account when you have a beef, you have cow plus land, plus all the food you have to feed the cow, plus processing the cow, etc., etc. Same thing you had to do to the vegetables that you turned into bocas or corns or whatever. Oh, corns are chemically produced mushroom, lab grown. Anyway, the area you can still visit isn't on fire anymore. In fact, it was safe enough for the county to add and the state to fund or repair the reopening of State Route 61. Woot! Go State Route 61. Welcome back to functionality. The taco meat we made last Monday, not this Monday because this Monday was still leftover ham, was 1 pound of 80/20 ground beef and 1 pack of ground Boca. And it was delicious. There's still like a little tiny bit left. I'm probably just going to heat it up and dip some tortilla chips in it. That was a few years ago though. Oh. Well, still, I'm happy it's doing good. And I'm happy it's not that dangerous around you. We do not need to melt all stands. Caddie, you are a candy flower. Ow. Meow. Thank you, Silver. Fun fact. Last, quite a few times I've made tacos to eat as tacos. I have not eaten tacos. Or burritos. I made taco salads. I'm not a big salad person, but for some reason, me and tacos in salad form at home is even better. I much more enjoy the pile of lettuce with crunched up tortilla chips and all of my taco bits on top of that. Then wrapped up in a large flour tortilla or in taco shells. Weird but true. I see a bloop. I click the bloop. I click yes. Yes has been clicked. If I recall correctly, last time I was in Centralia area, the old police station was still standing, as well as one final stubborn homeowner who has not left. Wow. I suppose they can't make you leave even if your ground was on fire. There are no other buildings left in the area. I remember when I was tiny, there was there's a quarter of main and center corner stores. Wow. Bedtime, early morning tomorrow for night Caddie. Well, night not. You have good evening, and you be good kitty. Rest well and enjoy it up there in slightly the future in Canada. I've been zoomed by. Hi, Silver. You're looking dapper. Good fluff. Dingle, 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 dingle.
Eevee pink, but you look like something that would be made as a candy flower avatar.
I'm okay with this. She is based on my pink bunny fursuit, which is the same color of pink. And you look adorable and very pink. It looks like a pina colada.
This looks like a Hawaiian skyline, but it's not. This is something else.
It looks tasty, whatever it is. It got left next to me. Denny was sipping on it earlier. I don't think she has many germs. Feel free to enjoy it. Speaking of which.
What was that flavor called? Not margarita. What was it called? Jesus. There's some kind of flavor of an alcoholic drink that's kind of got like a coconutty pineapple taste
Pina colada?
to it. Thank you. That's what this looks like.
Yes. They're one of my favorites.
I've never had an actual alcoholic pina colada, but I have had the flavor of it, and it is absolutely one of my favorite flavors.
When I turned
Tasty.
21, my parents took me out. I forget what restaurant, but that was my first officially ordered as an adult 21-year-old drink was a pina colada. Little secret, that wasn't my first alcohol.
I think I might have had a sip of alcohol when I was a kid, because the bottle had an orange on it. I was like, oh, it's fruit. It's a fruit drink, so I wanted to take a sip of it. But my first, real thing of alcohol was my older brother was in foster care, and one of the people he lived with, well, that wasn't really foster care, but one of the people he did stay with, let me try a shot of vodka. Straight shot of vodka.
One's not going to stunt your growth
And
or
my mom
anything.
said I had a pure straight shot of vodka.
And you survived. And you're still with us
My
today.
mom said I looked a little pale. And then, a couple of days after that, I went to go visit a nearby friend, and his mom let me have one of their strawberry daiquiris that was in the fridge.
Oh, daiquiris. Yum,
It took
yum.
me a couple of days, but I did manage to drink. Connie?
Hmm?
No, it's Crystal. Connie was in here earlier, though, hon, so you missed that. And watching your dogs.
Allstan says his first was rum and Coke, but I didn't drink alcohol again for 14 years when I decided to try and make my own. Wow. I can't say that...
I'm just a very, very, very light drinker because I don't drink enough water or eat enough food to go with it.
Drink enough water, be a good girl.
Speaking of which,
Drink water.
I just did.
I miss the old Bacardi mixes they sold at supermarket. Yeah, me too. I can't remember the exact first time I had any alcohol, but I know more than a few weddings I went to as a kid. My parents let me have just a little bit of champagne or white wine or whatever we were toasting with. I do know the first time I got drunk. Okay. I know the first time I got drunk, I was 12. I didn't do it on purpose. I was on Aunt Sharon's porch after my sister's friend Alicia's wedding. And we were all drinking these little cups, these tiny little cups. And I was drinking tiny little cups with everybody. And Aunt Sharon's boyfriend at the time kept filling my tiny little cup. It was green and it was sweet and tasty, and I was enjoying myself and had fun. And I had about a dozen of these tiny little cups of green, yummy liquid. And when Aunt Sharon figured out how many I had, she cut me off because those tiny little cups of green liquid were called kamikazes. So I was pretty hosed, apparently. And then our mom came to pick us up. Neither of us were 21 yet, by far, because my sister's only a couple years older than me. And we were going to another aunt and uncle's house to visit directly after this. My parents never figured out we were both schlockered to the ends of the earth at that moment. We maintained, because I told my mother this story like many, many, many years later. She says, "You were what?" I was like, yeah, I was apparently really drunk, but they tasted good. Who's a good little foxy? Pretty little foxy. Here, drinky drinkies. I like how you automatically go into grid mode when you get pets. Beep, 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 beep. Now to abuse Silver since that Fopsy appears to be AFK. Oh no, wait, you moved.
I'm not dead. I'm just muted.
Uh,
I'm busy talking on Discord with Netsu and Crystal, and we were talking about why I can't download League of Legends. I've got too many games downloaded right now, just on Steam alone.
We just need to install another
How many of these are
SSD.
white? My brother put a 1.2 terabyte disk drive in this computer.
I have, I think, not counting what's in the tower, 14 terabytes of external storage on USB. Interior, blah. Probably about 7 internal terabytes.
Let's see.
I'm a data hoarder.
I don't have a whole lot of games, but I would say the 3 biggest games that I currently have on my computer downloaded would be World of Tanks, Dead Space 3, and Dark Souls 3 would probably be my biggest games.
Good choices. Tanks, 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 tanks. Boom. I like tanks. I don't play any of those tank games, though. I like watching people play them. Watching them blow up their tanks at things.
The only reason I really wanted to play World of Tanks because my twin brother played War Thunder, which is on here, but I haven't tried it.
I'm not entirely sure what the largest installed games I have are. I have a lot of them installed.
Ooh, excuse me.
In fact, I'll go check. You brought up a good question. Stim. Library. Go to the library. Nope, there we go. Oh, wow, that comes up in here. Oh, that's kind of cool. VR, you are awesome. Actually, I just wanted the library in. Library.
I have 120... Wait, that's all. Can I switch that to just being the games?
Installed.
And software. No, I just want the games. I have 127 games.
I
If I count, the only thing that's the software would probably be wallpaper engine.
I have apparently 149 games installed, 19 of which are VR, and a total of 326 in my library.
Damn, that's a lot.
Uh,
You definitely have a stronger computer than I do.
Nah, it just has more space. It needs replaced this year.
I don't think. Can this thing tell me which ones are just installed? No. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 games. I have 21 games installed.
Nice. To be fair, listing off 4 of the games really quick that will show that I have some really old small games: XCOM, UFO Defense, Interceptor, Apocalypse, Enforcer, and Terror from the Deep. Those are not the new ones.
Games I have installed, I don't want to say the name of on stream for very good reasons.
I'm okay with this. Terraria.
The thing is that these games are free and they are inappropriate as hell.
Ooh, and I have Snuggle Truck still installed. Someone got that for me.
Well, Natsu, I'm not just on your stream anymore.
Ooh, and Punch Club. Ooh, Prison Architect. That's a good one. I spent lots of hours on that.
Yep.
And one of my many copies of Lego City Undercover. One of many. Dooms. So many Dooms. And Dukes.
I never played any of the original Dooms, but I did play the first PS4 one and beat it.
Back in my day, hush computer. Back in my day, I played Wolfenstein 3D when it was new, and then I played Doom when it came out. Straight Fox, hey, I see a fox and a bunny. Hello, Straight Fox.
I don't know what you're talking about. I spaced out. I'm going spacey.
This is Silver Star, who's a lovely, lovely cutie friend of mine. And yes, it's me. I'm a bunny today. I played Doom.
Rex.
That's a Rex Foxy. Rex flavor. Yay! We hugs you too, Straighty. The original Doom, one of the later Dooms, Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom Eternal, any of the... Commander says, I played Castle Wolfenstein when it was an Apple II and you played with one hand on the power switch. Okay, Commander, yeah, I know you're older than me, but I actually didn't know it was released on the Apple Deuce. That is really awesome that it was capable of running on one of those babies. Thanks. Well, just Doom. I was being funny since I heard you say back in the day. I'm going to join in. I'm 37. You're still fine. You're neither too old nor too young to be part of this conversation.
As for me, when it comes to the beginning of my video game days, would go back to the Game Boy, the Super Nintendo, stuff like that when I was a babby.
This is a young fox.
I've definitely gotten better in video games. You want to hear something funny?
You
ever heard of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time?
Hell yeah, I own it on more than a few locations.
When I was a kid, I actually used to be very scared of the game. There was one time I was trying to play it, and I was going through the 4th dungeon of the game, which would be the Forest Temple. But I could hear sounds, and I didn't want to go running around the corner because I was scared of what is around the corner. I don't know what's around there. I don't want to find out.
Oh my.
And now I know that it's just two blue bubbles in that section.
Ocarina of Time, now known as the Scary Game.
The other thing about the game is every time I've played it for a long time, there was always only one boss who would always end up killing me. So I always had to have a fairy on hand because Volvagia would always kill me. The last time I played it, I finally killed Volvagia without dying.
Yay! Good work.
That took me over 20 years to do. I have been playing the game all my life, and still Volvagia was the only boss to kill me.
But now you've done it, so...
I'm supposed to be an expert. I know where everything is.
Apparently, that version of Wolfenstein was not in 3D. Very sprite-based. That is interesting. That is actually really neat. I would love to see this version of Wolfenstein just to see it. And Stray says, thanks. How are we doing? It is a lovely day here in this wonderful sunsetty island. I'm doing great. And this Fopsy? You appear to be doing fine.
Volvagia.
Volvagia. This was in black and white. Well, I would guess on the Apple II it was in green and black. Unless the commander had one of them orange modders. Pokemon black and white.
Straight Fox, you say you're 37 and you've never heard of... You don't know who Volvagia is?
It is a Zelda bad
Volvagia
guy.
Is the fifth boss of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the boss of the Fire Temple.
It's okay, Strady. I don't have all the bosses memorized either. I'm not that kind of nerd.
I can literally tell you their names in order from start to finish.
Oh my, 16 colors, Commander, on an Apple II. You must have had one of the better models. Ooh, and a color monitor to boot. I don't remember playing on the ones in school that had the bright green / black colors. I remember Wolfenstein 3D was an incredible game. I also played its sequel, Spear of Destiny. Yeah, Spear of Destiny was really good. It had more of a story plot, and it felt like you were actually getting somewhere as you played it, not just going through levels. I loved that. That was a seriously good sequel. That's with my bad memory. But other than that, what do you two do or are doing? Just chat? Well, in this stream, we're just here to chat.
I'm just hanging out.
Hanging out. Chatting. Hanging out. Holding a pina colada.
Not as advertisement, but I do stream myself, but not very often. Whenever I just decide to.
But if you're looking for my streams or my love, the Fopsy Woo, we stream on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am Monday and Wednesday, and Fopsy is Tuesday and Friday, all of which are 7 to 10 Eastern. And lately, it's been mostly just chat. We both play games, but last few weeks I just haven't felt like it. I've been feeling the chats. And usually I've been getting more people in on days, but apparently today's a slow day here in my chat world. At least according to Twitch. No love from the Twitch gods. Well, I still have fun whether or not there's a large number on the box. Also, what time is it? Okay. Keeping up with when it is. I believe I'm going to monetize my own hydrate here. Throat be dry. Hopefully that got it. I need to stream again. Didn't for years of depression and trolls. And well, for the 6 weeks of being in bed. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry the trolls bugged you. I know how that can get. Don't let them get under your skin. Block them and you go on. And I'm so sorry you've been bedridden for 6 weeks. Oh, hip replacement. Oh, my. Well, that's definitely a change in life. Hopefully that went fine. And I wish you the fastest recovery / rehabilitation once you get back on your paws and start exercising that leggy. Long story, suffered a hip fracture in 2016, waited for years to get hip replacement. Yeah, walking if wobbly. One of mine and Fopsy's uncles has had both knees at this point and a hip replaced. We are slowly calling him our bionic uncle. Finally, I have a left leg that isn't too short. Oh my. No more big shoe for you. You have right size leg. Good, Straight Foxy. Heal up good. Heal up quick. Get your non-wobblies in.
The only serious surgery I've ever had in my life was I had to get my jaw stitched.
Oh my. What did you do?
I caught my dog at the time, many years ago when I was a child, chewing on one of my toys. I ripped it out of his mouth, turned hard enough to turn around, turn back around, and then the last thing I remember was seeing an open mouth of teeth.
Oh my. Oh my. That's
if I didn't have facial hair and my face was like barren of hair completely, the scars are actually still kind of there.
Wow.
But yeah. That was when I was just a little tot.
I've never had to have any actual surgery. I've had some stitches a couple of times, and once I seriously had the inside of my left wrist ripped out by a server case. I had stitches on the back center of my head from when I was real small. I had some good ones on my left thumb that I was trying to open up an AC adapter with a pocket knife because they didn't have a screw hole. I wanted to get in there, and I was too anxious to go downstairs to where the vise was and get a saw, so I was just using a pocket knife. And I made a flap. They made squirties. And
let's just say you've had a lot of accidents that required stitches.
Well, I mean, one of them I was like 3 or 4. That one was when I was like 20 and I was an idiot. And when I was in my internship, I was carrying a old 486 server to the server room to take it apart to get some card out they wanted for video capture. It was an old server case, which means it had sharp edges. It slipped out of my hand, and it looked like I attempted to commit suicide with a spoon, because it just had like this flat area of the inside of my wrist. I went to my boss's office holding a paper towel on my wrist. I said, "Do you have a Band-Aid?" He said, "Why?" And I lifted it up. I said, "I kind of cut myself." No. I said, "That's okay. I can hold it until I get home." And because it was almost the end of the day at work, so I left. I went back and put a big old Band-Aid on myself. Straight Fox says, yeah, and hugs. Hugs to you too, Straighty. A spoon because it will hurt more. Well, it's me.
Oh, excuse me.
I like the Fox avatar as something like lighting that appears in its body, like veins. Yeah. This particular Rex has some nifty flashies on it.
Yeah, I I am a Candy Flower Rex.
So, if
I've got
you
2 other avatars that do the same thing.
if you get on VR chat, I'll look for Candy Flower Rex, and you might be able to find one like that. I do like shiny effects. I have some on me too.
That's actually the thing, though. While these are public avatars, you actually have to go to the world where they exist to find them.
Oh,
You can't find them in Prismix. I looked.
how dare!
Yeah, they're public, but you have to go to the world. You have to go to the world where they exist to get them.
There are quite a few that I want that I've seen people have, and I can't figure out worlds for, and I'll forget them. By the time I get around to asking someone that might have a said free variant, and I'm like, oh, never mind. I guess I don't need that right now.
I was also going to take a shower, but then my aunt started the frickin' dishwasher.
How dare! How dare! It's okay. Here.
I stink. I need to go take a shower.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna go do that. And then she points at the dishwasher. It's like, oh.
You can always just jump in the ocean behind us. That'll clean you up. Also, did Denny leave anything written behind me? Nope, I'm clear. Fopsy was a good girl and did the dishes and emptied the dishwasher and reloaded it because she's a very, very sweet Fopsy and helps take care of our house stuff. Thank you, Fopsy.
That's my only chore to do. Empty the dishwasher, refill it.
Well,
If there are any dishes in the sink.
You're a good little sporkle hobkin. Aw, Fopsy's giving some love face. She's so cute. Fopsy is very much to my direct left right now in real life. She's about 4 feet that way at her desk. We do share VR space, so. I was talking to someone online, I forget where and who, but we were mentioning the VR tracking stuffs. At one place, I want to get another one of the little base stations for is under my desk. Because I sit at my desk a lot because I flail the least out of the two of us. And if I put my hand down for where I am right now, there's a good chance, yep, there it went. Hand disappears.
It's gone.
Because it went out of visibility. And it's back again. But all the base stations are on the corners of the room up high. But once I go beneath my desk, it no longer has any base stations that can see it. And I stay where it's safe so we don't smack each other. But before we deal with that, we'll probably put some base stations in the living room. Once we expand our VR setup after we replace our current desktops. And one of them gets outsourced to being the living room computer. So I'm going to have to put at least 2 out there. Probably get whatever the new Index variant is if they if Valve will ever release the Deckard or whatever they want to call it by the time it comes out. Because I'm pretty sure we'd be sold on getting 2 Deckard setups for us. I mean, we love our indexes. And for all reasons, I love the Index's Fingy controllers. Would I like the
That's so much better.
I'm glad you feel better.
I took my headset off.
Okay. Be
I
comfy.
had to. I've been wearing that thing day after day after day after day, and it's starting to finally wear on me, especially since I'm a little sick.
I only end up putting mine on probably 3 or 4 times a week. Too many hours of actual work. I don't have time to actually play anymore.
I wear mine every day, but I think it's finally time to take a break, at least until I'm feeling better.
Yeah, relax them facials.
Yeah. I'm currently suffering from something called drainage. So.
Oh, goo come out of face?
I come out of what?
Goo come out of FaceTime. Drainage?
No, not that kind of drainage.
Oh. Well, hopefully whatever
I don't know
kind...
what to say.
Well, whatever kind it is, I hope you feel better.
It basically has to do with the nose.
Nose goos. Yeah, goo come out of face. Like sinuses and stuff.
Yeah, except it's, instead of it coming out the nose holes, it's draining down the back of my throat.
Yep.
Drainage. And it does not feel good.
The funny thing is, I usually feel relieved when it finally pops. Fun story. Fun being relative. I've had bad sinuses since forever. And I went to a chiropractor when I was in my young teens. And the first time he did a sinus massage on me, he rubbed all the place where my sinuses were, pressed them in real good. And all of a sudden, for the first time ever, I felt this relief of not pressure in several parts of my face. And then all of a sudden, it popped into my mouth. It came down from up high and popped into my mouth. And I was like, oh, that was what was in my sinuses, because I had never felt that before. But the concept of that lumpy, weird, nubby, hardish goo monster that was in my face causing me uncomfort had been released. And then the rest of them came down, because it wasn't one, it was all of them. Because of that, I learned about how to rub the right place on my face when I get bad sinus pressure. And I look forward to the gloop escaping. Yes, it feels weird to have that little, slug end up in your mouth. But the fact that it's no longer in my face, I'm like, oh, thank God you're out of my head.
It would definitely help my problem if I could take a nice hot shower.
Also, my backup plan is Mucinex. That always works for me now. So I keep the 4 and 12 hours in the bathroom at all times.
I need to take a mucus relief.
In fact,
At least a couple of hours before I go to bed.
good plan.
It might help me sleep. 2 nights in a row, I've had a rough time sleeping.
Aw, well, hopefully get a good one. Out of all of the things I take with me to conventions and on vacation, Mucinex 12 and, store brand Mucinex 4 and 12 hours are always in my container. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, milk pills, allergy pills, Pepto, and and just in case, because especially if the environment changes around me, the air pressure changes, or I was in an effing airplane, which definitely means the air pressure changed, I have a high probability of, boom, face cushions, painful ones, take the little happy green pill. 4 hours later, well, usually within an hour of me taking one of those things, all of a sudden, like I'm just sitting there and I'm not touching my face or anything. I just feel a pop inside my face. And then I can breathe again. It's just like, you can almost hear it. In fact, I learned that some of the noises from when I'm sneezing aren't just in my own head. I mean, they're in my head physically, but they actually make noises because I sneezed near my Fopsy one day and I was just standing there and she said, "What was that noise?" And I was like, "Oh, you heard that?" I never heard anybody actually hear when I make that noise. Because after I'd sneeze, I often hear like a whistling and wheezing noise in my sinuses and whatnot. And it was like, "Zzz." And I'd never been around close enough to anyone when I was sneezing that they actually heard the whistle of my face. I was like, I always just thought it was me. I didn't think it made an outside noise. Sinuses are weird, aren't they? I'm sorry you also have sinus problems too, little one.
It'll go away.
Yeah,
Do all the right things to get rid of it.
they always do.
Hot showers, blow my nose, because the heat from the hot shower will loosen it up.
Mm-hmm.
Take mucus relief. And currently, now this is going to sound weird, but it has helped me sleep, that I've had an ear pain in my right ear, so I would pour hot water into my ear and let it sit there. And that would also help me stop coughing while I tried to sleep.
Huh.
Apparently, you're not supposed to stick Q-tips in your ears.
Oh, but you are allowed to put water though, so that is fine. But I never heard about putting hot water in there.
Well, yeah, it's wax after all, so it should kind of loosen up and dissolve if you put hot water in your ear. I only made the mistake once of accidentally putting extremely hot water in my ear, which kind of really cleaned my ear out. But it hurt like hell.
Ow!
It was good for me though, but it hurt.
Don't burn your hearing holes. You need those for stuff. How else are you going to hear me babbling on Mondays and Wednesdays? How else are you going to talk to Netsu?
Like, maybe I should do this because it might help. Maybe I should burn the inside of my ear again real quick. Right now my left ear hurts, so I'm actually going to go do that real quick. I'm going to go put hot water in my ear.
Good luck.
I shall return.
Yay! I will say, since I moved away from my parents and not having cats in my house anymore, my sinus problems have been a lot better in my adult life. Funny, not living with a house full of allergies helps you breathe. I know. Shocking things, shocking revelations. Growing up, I was very much a Benadryl kid. When I had a bad day. And Sudafed. But you can't buy that over the counter as much anymore. Because apparently you can turn that into crystal meth. Go figure. Granted, you have to buy like cases of it to be able to get even a small amount, but still. Not my game, kids. Not my game. I stand by to anyone that does feel like doing substances, as long as they're legal and or you're just not getting in trouble. By all means, have fun. It's your body, not mine. Enjoy yourselves. But I'm not going to imbibe myself. I'll stick to some of the more basic things like alcohol and over-the-counter things when I'm sick. I get messed up enough on Dayquil, I don't need to worry about anything hardcore. That's right. I can get my stone on just by getting little orange daytime cold pills. Doesn't take much to mess me up. Ironically, though, I do burn painkiller very quickly. I burn it hot and fast, but it does go through quickly. So, say, taking a full dose of Tylenol or acetaminophen, I will crash within like a half hour if I take 2 acetaminophens. But it will burn through me in almost 2 hours shy of when they tell you it's supposed to last through. So I'm better off taking a half dose and enjoying my actual relief that I can stay awake for. And then if I'd taken a full dose, I couldn't have then taken another one. I can still take the other half dose and still feel okay for the remainder of the owie time. If anything, I end up taking less because instead of taking something every 2 pills every 6 hours, I'm taking 1 pill every 4 hours. So I'm putting less acetaminophen into my body, which is probably better for me. The bad news is pretty much all painkillers are like that with me. They rock through like a hurricane. But hey, I learned to deal with stuff, so I also learned that F it, and when the painkiller has worn off, that's when you take more. Because I don't think I'm going to kill myself by taking an ibuprofen 1 hour sooner than they tell me to. All of that is based on average size of a human being, and I will size myself here, a 260-pound adult humanoid. If their numbers for maximum dose are based on a 120-pound adult humanoid, I am twice that. I have enough of me, I can burn it. Even if it's a 180-pound humanoid, I still have another 80 pounds worth of human to work with to help support said more pill. Yeah. It is a good week, though. I am feeling pretty relaxed and calm, which is a good thing. I'm really happy I've actually started to take foothold in my sewing project here, and I look forward to... I hope this weekend to get around to patterning my puppy head, at least for the majority of it. Because I really want to get into this. I want to get this sorted long before Anthrocon. And if you think about it, January's almost over. I only have February, March, April, May, and June. That's 5 months for me to get this fursuit done, and I have a lot of complication in the bodysuit to deal with sewing. I'm not expecting that to take more than a month total on sewing on the bodysuit, but still I have to get around to the head, which is the most easily procrastinatable part, which is why I do it first if at all possible. But even with the complicated nature that I've made the body and stuff, I don't expect that to be a super hard project. Just a little extra tedium. And the hands and feet are going to be pretty simple anyway. Light pink on the top backs, white underneath, and white fingers I'm going to do pink satin paw pads because it's me. It's me. Yeah. In fact, I'm probably going to do a pink satin nose because, again, it's me. I was thinking about doing a black one, but I'm like, fluff that. I have plenty of good pink satins I could make a schnaz out of that'd be different than the pink of the body. So, yeah. Overall, I'm really excited for this project. I have not made a fursuit from scratch in ages, and the fact that I'm using this face base is going to alleviate one of the part that I am most feeling uneasy about when I make a fursuit, and that's the structure of the front of the face. I am cool with different shapes of ears. I've made more than a few of those over the ages. Bodysuits. I can make structures that cover my human form. Renamon has a lot of details in her. I know she probably could be taken a little bit. I could have done better, but I made some interesting shape to make her. Including three big puffy fingers on each hand and a thumb, and big fluffy poot feet that, to be honest, I'm really proud of. She did not get good attention when she went to a convention, though. In fact, she pretty much got ignored. So, sadly, she doesn't go to cons so much, but I do love the fact that she's mine. I love wearing her around the house, and I love making YouTube videos with her. Again, she's one of the critters that gets almost no views, but I still enjoy her. And I make most of my videos for me, primarily. If other people do enjoy them, that is good. But just like streaming, I love all of you. I am doing my best to be entertaining to all of you. But I do this because I actually want to do this. Not because I am expecting to make this my job. Not because I specifically want to please every one of your personal little pleasures. I do enjoy those things. I do enjoy making people happy with my videos and streams. But I don't do it just for that. I do it because it's fun. I do it because I enjoy myself. I'm going to find out in a few weeks if between Foxy and I we earned enough that I have to put the our earnings from Twitch on the taxes. I will check to see if we've had enough payouts between the two of us to get over the $400 minimum threshold. If it's under $400, I don't care. It's not reported. That's my money. But of course, kids, do not evade taxes if you're supposed to pay them. If you're under thresholds, cool. If you're over the threshold, though, don't skip out on that. Uncle Sam will come for your money. You will get found out. Just putting that right out there. And this little Hobkin is adorable. It's a bit of a slow night here in chat, isn't it? Well, I hope you're all having fun. I hope you're enjoying yourselves and having a relaxing midweek. Meow. Not much else has happened.
I did say that before I left that you're not supposed to stick Q-tips in your ears.
Yeah.
It works a little better when the inside of your ear is wet. And I had a lot of wax buildup in there, so it was a good thing I did use Q-tips. But like, stick the Q-tip in under some hot water, or sticking it in your ear, and that actually helps.
I'll admit, sometimes when I wake up after having after a warm night, I get a lot of sweat in my ear holes, and I will Q-tip the sweat out of my ears because it's so uncomfortable, and I'll just stick the Q-tip. I don't go in for do a grindy. I just stick it in a little ways till I hit the moisture and just stop for a second, then pull it out, and all of a sudden wow. Turn around, use the other side, try again, pull it out. Wow. I had that much sweat in me. Ew. 'Cause sweat's itchy. Sweat.
My left ear still kind of hurts a little bit.
Oh,
Down into my jawline, so I'm gonna have to sleep on the left side of my body tonight.
poor little one. I hope it feels better soon. I hate when I get that. I really do. But if it makes you feel any better, I understand your pain 100%. I know it doesn't make it go away, but I do know what it feels like. Stupid face holes being full of goo, and swelly and yucky.
I also learned that from a cartoon show called Growthology that wearing earbuds and headphones actually increases the amount of wax buildup in your ears.
Makes sense because
Of all the noise vibration.
yeah, you're making all that vibration in there, which is irritating the ear. And if you're wearing earbuds, there's nowhere for it to escape. To be fair, though, I don't think I'd survive grocery shopping at this point without mine, so I'm gonna keep wearing them.
Anytime I go out, I bring my earbuds. They're wireless Bluetooth earbuds that my mom got me.
As of this Christmas, now mine are too. For like 2 straight years, I had my little MP3 player with a pair of Gummy JVC earbuds. And that's how I survived going to the Walmart and the Meijer. But as of this Christmas, I have a pair of cute pink over-the-ear hook earbud little diddlies. And, oh, they're so nice. No more wires to get caught on.
Well, mine aren't fully wireless. Like, they're connected to each other.
Ah,
I just have to hold a button to activate them, and they connect to my phone.
nice.
So I wear them like well, of course, like an accessory. So they go around my neck. Well, around the back of my neck and then into my ears to hold them in place. They also have magnets in them to where they'll stick together.
Nice. I like that kind.
So I basically wear them like a necklace when I'm not using them.
Mine have that one of those little chargy cases. I find it really cool that I found out one shopping trip is well under 10% of the battery when I put them in to recharge. Of the total battery. I don't know about the battery in each little nublet. But so far, I've not gone through a grocery day with running out of power in my ear holes, so they're a win.
Yeah. I think the instructions for mine said that they hold a 16-hour charge.
That is awesome. That's a lot of charge. I suppose to some extent it comes down to how loud you listen to your music, etc. Because louder, of course, the more power it's expending. I'm assuming 16's at a reasonable level of volume.
I have no idea how loud the earbuds are, but I do know how I max out the volume on my phone. Which isn't good because I like listening to music, but then I'm out. If I'm going to be out and about, I also have Pokemon Go running in the background. If I'm going to switch over to that, I need to take the earbuds out because when the Pokemon pop up, it's going to be loud.
Oh my, yes. I've mentioned before I stopped playing Pokemon Go and why it took me so long to do the grocery shopping. Not including the 2 churches on the way there and the way back that I would stop at that each had a gym and multiple stops. But inside the Meijer that I shop at, there is a total of 3 Pokestops. So I'd go up to the front of the store where the post office box is, And then I go to the back left corner where the two that are for the Starbucks, I don't know why I had two, didn't care, just got two spins out of me. And then I walk back to the front of the store, spin the post office box, go back to the back left corner, spin those two again. And then I find out I take an extra 2+ hours doing my grocery shopping. And I was exhausted every Thursday. I was wondering, why am I so tired? I'm like, oh, stupid. You're spending...
Having fun playing Pokemon Go, going back and forth, spinning stops.
The worst...
Because you can spin them every 5 minutes.
The worst part is, I wasn't as much having fun. I was doing it because I was worried I was running out of items. During the last whole year I'd been playing, I wasn't having any fun with the game. I was just having a whole level of FOMO. I just kept catching the new things because I was worried I was going to miss out. I was worried I wasn't going to complete things that everyone else was. All my friends that were going out and doing...
Find out you're low on Pokeballs, like I am right now.
Which is why I would spend an hour in Meijer walking back and forth. And some of my friends would spend tons and tons, like $20, $40 a week on buying raid passes and stuff, and would go out and do raids every week. And I'm just like, I can't afford this. This is more than I pay for normal games. Also, this means I have to go and...
At least one raid. At least you could do one raid a day at most.
Yeah. But if you're out with your friends who all have like a stack of raid passes and they're at the college and they want to do this raid and this raid and this raid, and now it's like, well, I did the one raid. Either I'm going to buy raid passes or I'm going to stare at you for the next hour because I'm stuck because we rode together.
I actually do have like 15 premium raid passes. I don't use them.
I'm sure I still do because I haven't opened up the game in over a year other than that one time for Javi. My Meijer is a Pokestop and a gym. Is that the one over on Lima? Did they upgrade to a gym? Well, that's cool. I'm glad you get to gym at yours. Last time.
Down the road from me has 2 Pokestops in it. Nope, a Pokestop and a gym.
Nice.
There is a secondary part on an off street that also has a gym. But I don't hit that one. I just go all the way down to the park that I normally walk to. Spin the Pokestop. Put a Pokemon in the gym if I can, and if it's not blue, I'm going to make it blue.
Within a 5-minute walk of my house, there's a shopping plaza that has combined total of 11 Pokestops/gyms. I believe 3 of them are gyms. Last I checked, maybe 4. No, 4. We got the other one turned into a gym now. 4 gyms, 11 total stops. My 2 usual churches was, one of them was 1 gym, 1 stop. The other one was 2 stops and a gym. And the college near us that's easy to get to. I think there's like 10 gyms there, and I have no idea how many Pokestops. But it's a nice big walk, and I enjoyed the prettiness, but I got tired of playing Pokemon. Yay, it was Lima. That is cool. I'm sure my sister uses it. She does shop at that one. It's like right next to her house. Like seriously right next to her. She is a minute drive from that Meijer. She lives in a nice neighborhood. We live in a pretty nice neighborhood. Fortunately, neither of us live in what you would call bars on windows neighborhoods. I'm in a general pleasant suburbia. Plenty of space between houses, no major crime issues. Very comfortable area, which apparently now has gigabit internet to it, so extra happy. My internets have all the zooms. I actually found the point where my computer slows me down more than my internet does, so that's awesome. I look forward to fixing that problem in about 2 months or 3. He he he. The housing area my sister lives in is extremely new development. It's a rental lot of all brand new double wide trailers. So super modern buildings, really nice spacing and all that jazz. And right across the street from one of the super swank housing developments. You know, one of the ones that a house probably cost $500K or more. Directly across the entrance to her lot is that lot. I do not expect her to buy a house there. Definitely a neat concept of being in Fort Wayne, learning about areas that are... You can buy houses for still under $100,000 in this town. Not necessarily the best neighborhood or the best shape, but you can buy a house well under $100,000 still. And that's after the prices have gone up over the last few years. And there are houses that hit the $1 million mark. But plenty of range in between. Depending on your comfort level, wallet level, and all that jazz. Quite a few of the $300,000 to $500,000 neighborhoods around here that look really nice. Lots of new construction, but probably not my price range anytime soon. I'm happy with where we live. I hate moving, and I want to live in this house till it's mostly paid off. At least, minimum. Wild says, yep, I'm still happy with my cheap house, quiet neighborhood, near the zoo. You know, exactly. Wild is a single Fox family, has a house that is definitely more than big enough for Wild to live in. It is smaller than my house. Yes, I'm not going to hold it over Wild's head. There are 2 idiots that live in this house. There's one intelligent fox lives in that house. Wild has a nice yard. Wild actually lives in a nice neighborhood. It's actually a nice part of town, too. Just happens to have smaller houses as an option. They don't make as many of those anymore, so that's gone out of fashion. We only make houses that only people that can't afford to buy houses can't buy. He has garage, and in general, it's a nice place. I love his house. And he's only about a 10 to 15 minute drive from here, depending on traffic. Actually, more than that, I'd say 15 to 20. Because it is past the mall. And I think it's 12 to Izakaya. I don't Google Maps all my friends constantly to determine exact driving time frames. So I apologize about that, but you know what? I just accept that everybody's near enough. But I'm slowly plotting more and more people I know where their houses are in town. At least in perspective. I can't remember Wild's exact location. I'm bad at this. Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes. You're not far from where I work. Wait, you work over here? Wow. That's kind of cool. Well, I guess I live near Wild's work. That's a bonus thing to know. Well, kids, it is well after 10. I think I should find us a raid target and then maybe go make myself a bowl of nudes or something. Let's see who's on that I want to bother that I haven't bugged in a while. And yes, I know Netsu is streaming, but I raided him recently, so I like to spread the love to different people and share my fun. Share all 8 of you that are currently still with me. I recently started watching that one. He seems fun and all. And he's playing the Pal World. I think I know who we're going to. And thank you, Fopsy, for alerting our Discord and all that. And thank you, Wob, for the waggies. And thank you for thanking people for popping in. There's a lot of thanking going on in this thanking. I remember Fopsy and I both stream. I am Mondays and Wednesdays. She is Tuesdays and Fridays, both 10 to 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're not sure when those time frames are, it is just 10 after 10 Eastern, so 3 hours and 10 minutes before now is when we would have started. Fopsy is linked down in my description-y doodly-doo below, so if you want to follow her channel, it's down there. If you haven't followed mine yet, it's right where you think it is. There are some adorable ears on my camera right now. I love that. Thank you. That is adorable. Many points for that. Now, how do I spell that one's name? Okay, got it. I hate driving with controllers. I do it anyway, though. I'm trying to get more comfortable. Ding, ding, ding. Ha! Found him. Yep, it looks like he is still going. That is good. All right, all you cutie pies.
I wish I could get Pal World.
I'll probably eventually try it. I have a lot of things to do game-wise, and I kind of need to get some sewing done before, say, the end of June, so I don't want to overtax my my stuff list. Anyway, you've all been amazing. If I don't see you in Fopsy's stream on Friday, or someone else's stream here and about where I might be chatting, I'll see you all Monday night for my next doodly-doo. But for now, keep fluffy, keep awesome.
Your rating is actually in my recommended.
Well, good. I was watching him on the YouTubes, and then I figured out what his stream was, so I added him to my list. He's cute, and he seems fun. Anyway, I'll see you all again next time. Say hi to this puppy for me. Let him know that Caddie sent you. Bye-bye. Boop. And
He's green.
he is green.
And there's a sheep on it.